Peace and love, family. It's Con One. I wanted to talk about this conscious evolution of so-called consciousness. Um, Basically, there's levels to this shit, man. It's levels within levels, and a lot of folks be caught up on the duality. Well, this person can't rise because of this, or this person can't rise because of that, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people be thinking they on a higher level because they got to a higher level than they were before, but they still on a lower level to grasp and understand the higher levels. You know what I'm saying? Cause you might get past the religious part, which is still a religion. Once you get past like the Christianity or one of them dogmatic religions, once you get to the comedic stage of it or whatever, rocking the unks and all that, it's still a religion, man. It's still a religion. There's still rules and principles and a structure to it. Like the 42 laws of Mayat, the universal laws. Yeah, it's not like a dogmatic sky daddy type religion like Christianity and all that, but it's still metaphysics though. It's all universal principles to it. You know what I'm saying? And to really grasp, you can't be stuck in your dense 3D perspective. The 3D shell, the exoteric. You got to be able to decode and know metaphysics and go within. Your third eye, you can't have a third eye activated if your heart ain't light as a feather. Because you got to go one chakra at a time from the root to the crown. You know what I'm saying? And line them all up. And if you don't, then you're not going to be in alignment and balance. You know what I'm saying? To get that full connection with the all. So, it's more than just the external the front and the glitz and glam and looking and trying to appear conscious, because, it's a lot of people that's fresh in the consciousness that's always talking down on other people that's still in religion, talking about, oh, you a Christian, I can't fuck with you, you're a zombie and all that, and acting like they just wasn't a Christian 3 weeks ago, you know what I'm saying, or talking down on homosexuals because they're gay and everything. I was too. But now it's like, man, I don't got the time or energy for all that, man, because everybody on their own individual path of their own growth and their own experience, a learning experience. As long as they ain't violating and disrespecting what I got going on, of regaining cosmic order. And I guess, people could say it's against the Ankh and against the cosmic law and balance and everything to be gay. Yeah, but they gonna reap what they sow, man. They gonna learn. Like, we don't gotta punish them and condemn them, put them down for nature, cause nature gonna, like, their consequences. They ain't gonna be able to have no babies, and if to them that ain't the consequence, then hey, man, as long as they don't come with the agendas and cater to the agendas being pushed, like through the vaccines that's altering hormones and all the media stuff that's promoting feminism of the male and masculinity of the female and all this backwards stuff. But I don't got a gavel, so I ain't about to be judging folks like I was, man. I'm focused on self-sufficiency, getting back to nature. I'm focused on what I'm focused on according to my perception, where I'm at with it. Acknowledging and considering that I don't really know nothing. I know something, but the more I know, the more I don't know. So I just focus on growing and not being judgmental and not keeping my focus on pointing fingers at others and condemning and bashing others, putting others down so I could feel uplifted. Because to me, that's some weak stuff, man. That's weak. Like, how you going to call yourself conscious whenever you're, you're too focused on saying, oh, he's a this or he's a that or he's a this or that. Like, we could acknowledge things, but don't waste your time and energy and focus on putting down others instead of rising and uplifting yourself and others. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't doing nothing productive. That's really counterproductive. So we gotta really be careful how we spend our universal currency, our attention. And if we don't spend it wisely, then we ain't no better than the ones we talking about. And sometimes I'm saying Christians can have a better heart than you do, even though you condemn them, even though you realize, Jesus and all that is a lie, even though the metaphysics of it, what I'm saying, Christ consciousness and all that. But anyways, I mean, it's deeper than a lot of these fresh into so-called consciousness people make it seem like. They be cognitive dissident, talking about religious folks cognitive dissident, but they cognitive dissident because they on the next level past the religion, and then it's like, okay, they think they know it all, and they got it all down, and they some scholars because they read some articles and some books and everything, so they know it all. And shit is not it's not like it's an end to this growth. You got to keep on growing, be humble with it, with the open mind and heart light as a feather, man. And stop judging, man. You got to realize the universal connection, the interconnection with the all that we're all part of. And, because duality, polarity, and everything is of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? It's of the lower levels. You know what I'm saying? What is really about the higher dimension that you ascend to, is more about oneness. You know what I'm saying? That's the esoteric understanding, overstanding of what it is oneness. You know what I'm saying? Even though you got to stand for some things while here in the 3D, but it's all about oneness though, man. And that's something that those that's caught up in the lowest form of self, the 3D physical vessel, and not considering the the light body, the mental body, the spiritual body, the all the different layers and layers to our being. They want to just consider the physical, and yeah, we living in the physical in this go around this lifetime. That's cool, but it's like you can't just disregard our astral body and all the bodies that's that taps into our multi-dimensional abilities. You feel me? And yet claim to be spiritual, but you only focused on the flesh. Like, come on, man. Don't be talking about you spiritual and everything. You only focused on the flesh. Cause then if you really understood, then it's all about energy signatures, and it's all about frequency patterns, and you can't always be fooled by these external shells, because energy likes to experience itself through different expressions, man. It'll be one type of vehicle vessel, with a certain amount of melanin or carbon, then hop up into another vessel type, like a Chinese person to a melanated man, to a white person, to this or that, just as different experiences. So you got to understand how the universe really works, man. Don't be so limited and biased and narrow-minded. And that goes for everybody, not just the conscious community, but the KKK is the white folks' conscious community, because they think they know it all too. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody really knows, then they know that it's a never-ending process of learning, and you got to stay humble with it. Got to, man, for real. And this ain't a bash, man. This ain't shooting slugs at nobody. Because I was doing the same thing too. I was like pissed off when I first came into this, because levels to it. It's levels to it. So and there's levels within levels, and there's cycles within cycles. You know what I'm saying? We gotta grip that. We gotta grip that that knowledge, that knowing the ledge, and don't think that the ledge is just the ending point. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you gotta jump off, and sometimes you don't got to. It comes with experience too. You gotta consider your experience, not just what a so-called scientist says or what a book says. You gotta also put your experience into it also. If I just went off of what people said on a computer, these memes and this and that, but I disregarded my experience, what I've been through, and my intuition and my insight and how I feel, and other people's experiences too, then it'll be a whole different, I'll be seeing it from a different angle than how I see it now. But I'm about universal insight and looking at it from different dimensions and angles and perspectives, and then coming to a more holistic conclusion, internally and externally, also looking at it, not just from the outer looking in, but the inner looking out too. So that's really that's my message. And I know a lot of people ain't gonna, what's the saying? Confirmation. No, it's expectation confirmation. That there it is. Whatever goes against their belief system, they want to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? But they'll find scientific proofs in everything that complements with what they want folks to perceive as the truth and the facts. You know what I'm saying? What does that sound like? That sounds like cognitive dissonance. But folks be doing it in the conscious community too. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to consider things that go against that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to look for facts or something to prove that it's wrong what they want to believe is the truth. Not being holistic about it. So we gotta be able to look from all angles and perspectives and not just what we want to believe is the truth, because of what's convenient or what might, cater to our ego, but also, the inconvenient truth that, it's like, damn, I hope this ain't what it is, but I still gotta look into it anyways. I'm a truth seeker, and that's what a truth seeker does, is look for the truth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, and we are the truth, but we are also a lie. It depends on how we vibe, and it depends on how we connect with the life. You feel me? So that's my message. It might be over some people's heads. Some people might feel it. The seed probably got planted. You just gotta water it a little bit and think about it, meditate, grasp it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do. Some people just completely disregard it. Hey, how people receive this message, it depends on their stance and their level and where they're at with it. And I ain't judging you no matter where you're at with it, because it's still all unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? I just move and do things according to where I'm at with it, in my frequency, in my level of vibration, And I ain't judging nobody, man. I'm just doing my part and my role, and that's how I'm finna go. That's how I'm gonna grow, according to my perception. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I'm finna do this sea moss bladderwrack smoothie cooking with Kun episode in probably an hour or something. Then I'm gonna go put in some garden work and continue my path and my journey. And y'all have a great day. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful Friday. Let's make it count. Kun One signing out. One love. Cheer.